shall learn about block diagram of computer and applications of computers. In block diagram, input part is there, output part is also there. In between, central processing unit there. What raw data are you furnishing into the system that has been taken for the process, and after processing it gives a certain output to the output device. See, here diagrammatically given input, CPU and output. Any input device based on certain environment, for example, text type of inputs if you need to furnish into the system, definitely there the keyboard is sufficient. Or in the selection type of audio, inputting the data into the system, there mouse, or some any type of what, there is some other type of what devices we also use. So input device is used to what, it is to furnish data into the system, what we call CPU. And in the CPU, it has two blocks. One is a storage unit block, another one is arithmetic logic unit and control unit part. The main process procedure will be taken in this part, what you can call CPU, central processing unit. But it has different sub-parts. Especially here storage unit what is given there, primary storage device and secondary storage device. What I said in the previous sessions, primary memory, purely volatile memory, temporary memory. What the secondary memory is there, that is a permanent memory or auxiliary memory. Semiconductor memory level, you can measure some but what arithmetic logic and the control units are there, each and every unit of this CPU having their own what there is a functional activities. After process certain procedure, it gives a certain output as in the form of information to the output device. Then different type of output device you can use, printer you can use, monitor you can use, or in voice display unit also can be used. For example, one pseudo code representation I wrote here, just 4 statements I used. As in the form of a program, you can furnish data into the system, or by command level also you can interact with the system, or some other type of input level also you can interact with the system. But here I give A is equal to 100, very simple mathematical representation, pseudo code form I wrote. A is equal to 100, B is equal to 400, C is equal to A plus B. What about C? Just you can think your sense of A is equal to 100, I need to what is consider A is by what, 100, and B is another one data that stores what is 400. Now A has 100, B has 400. Anyway, if asked what about C, if C is equal to A plus B, definitely you can say C is equal to 500. So what procedure has been taken place here mentally, the same thing will be done in the computer also by the help of CPU. What you furnish, A is 100, A is assigned by 100, furnished through what there is to the input device. It means as in the program for bulk that will be furnished. Or in statement wise, if you consider A is 100. First of all, you have to furnish into the system. Immediately, CPU or what central device is there, system is there, that receives that data, and that received data keeps in a certain memory location. It uses memory. What memory? Primary memory it uses. So what you can see, RAM is a primary memory. So on that RAM, it keeps that value. This is a preliminary thing. A stored by what? 100. That uses a certain memory. What about A? A is one data. Data is one of the identifier. In order to refer, in order to identify its value, it uses certain name or identifier. So A is an identifier that is assigned by 100. That is there in the memory now. Immediately, if you furnish B is 400, B is also identifier that has what value? 400 value. So 400 is there in B location. B is also there in primary memory. C is assigned by A plus B. Sometimes it may use some other type of what there is a memory is registered, or some other type of memories we may use. But now that uses what there is a primary memory, what is RAM. C is assigned by A plus B. Easily you can think. What about the C? C is a sum of A and B. But here it uses a certain procedure. In order to store certain value in the C, it uses certain mathematical operation and certain logical level. It stores certain value in the location or in the memory. It uses memory. Which memory is a primary memory? While using the primary memory, in order to store the value, it uses a certain mathematical operation and a certain other type of logical operation also it uses. And finally, it asks to what about the C. If you ask the system, what about C? I want to display the value of C. So, it displays the value of C through output device. That means from here to here it uses what there is a central processing unit. In order to capture the value of A, in order to capture the value of B, and after make certain mathematical evaluation, it uses C. It's also the identifier. So C is assigned by certain value. Till this, from here to here, what the process procedure will be required, that will be done by this CPU. Not only these three things, also it expresses or controlled by this output is also by this CPU. Easily you can identify here input devices or a device used to provide data into the system, and by the system or by the CPU, by the relevant process procedures, it keeps the data in the memory, and whenever required certain mathematical operations or arithmetical operations, it uses arithmetic units and logical units. Whatever needed to process, what signal you furnish into the system, that will only be done by the system. Other than this, doesn't permit to do so other tasks or process procedures. That is controlled by the control unit. So easily you can identify all the activities of certain devices. Storage unit, under this storage device, storage unit, two types of storage devices are there or units are there, primary and secondary. Till what the process procedure I marked here, A is equal to 100, B is equal to 400, C is equal to A plus B, and what about C? That uses, that means these steps uses primary memory. And what about the secondary memory? For example, if you constructed this is one of the program, you need to store in some other storage device for further use. That means you propose to what they should store in external storage devices, either in pen drive or disk or some other device if it is. So you have to preserve it in other storage device. So for there you can use a secondary storage device. And arithmetic, logic unit and the control units are also two parts, especially main processing level. These two units used. These two units used for main processing procedures. But for example, let us consider if you have one secondary storage device, you have pen drive, you need to what the store, you need to load a certain program from your pen drive to the system. If it is so, in order to load, it uses input device. It uses input device and forward that file or program to RAM based on instruction. What instruction you forwarded? For example, let us consider you instructed the computer to load up that program. If it is so, it keeps that program in RAM. Definitely, that may be visible. That may be visible to you. You can do for some other activities, whatever you need to do it. For example, you loaded one file. By that file, some procedures you make. You need to what is to get some conclusion or output. Definitely, you need to what is to allow that program for what there is a process, run or execution. By that, it takes a certain conclusion. After make the conclusion, what is to be retrieved out is also suggested or processed by the system by the help of the CPU. So it gives what certain output to validate to the output device, or it sends the message to the output unit. Usually, whatever are you getting on output media by TUCTA, that may be there as in real world understandable form. So far we can call it by what? Meaningful information. Meaningless information also you can get. For example, meaningless procedures if you constructed, meaningless output you can get. But if what meaningless output you got, that is the procedure is meaningless. Usually that also you need to get. Definitely that is a meaningful. So based on constructed program, based on constructed procedures or function, relevant type of output you can get. But here the thing is, in order to process anything inside the computer, you have to furnish the data by the relevant input devices. Similarly, after process itself by the help of certain devices, internal devices, processing devices, central processing unit, it gives certain output to validate store it, sends output information to validate the output devices. So far, in one level input devices definitely must be, and other level what is the output device also must be. So without feeding anything, we cannot do anything inside the system. That is a usual thing. But what primary memory is there, that is very important. Without memory, we cannot process anything. What we can say, central processing device, it has arithmetic logic unit and the CPU. Sorry, it has arithmetic logic unit and what there is a control unit both there. Do you need to do what there is to primary memory? Definitely must. Without a secondary memory, we can do somewhere you can do something. But if you are doing complex functions, procedures or problems, definitely behind of that it needs a secondary storage device, hard disk and some other what is the storage device. Internally all things we cannot store. But you can keep memory. In order to do certain thing temporarily, you can do memory. But permanently, whatever you propose to capture, definitely that should be there in what secondary memory, what is called external memory. For example, if you need to load up operating system, yes, computer needed, but operating system are stored in external storage device. What is called as a monitor program, right? Yes. These are what there is the functional, what I said in the previous session, functional components of the computers. So block diagram is also given in your textbook, so for the explain. Then applications of computers. What about the applications of computers? In different sectors you can measure the usability of computers. In brief form, schools, banks, offices, stock control in business firms, stock exchange offices, research and development sectors, government offices, and news, entertainment, web publishing, satellite control, in all sectors, in more area you can use computers nowadays. For example, if you are using desktop or what there is the simple general purpose usable computer in school, for what purpose you can use that device. In order to prepare ID card of a student, college or school ID card is there, no? So in order to prepare that you can use a computer system, and in order to prepare mark card, progress report, student other informations, fees details as a learning package, and attendance register purpose also you can use computers. So wide scopic applications are there. Some of them something are given. In the bank nowadays everything is computerized. So for account details of a customer, any bank, customers' account details can be documented electronically. Electronic transactions, data transactions through. That means electronic data transactions or information transactions, and electronic fund transfer is through electronically, and transactions message alert software, by that you can transact messages. Online banking, these are all applications of that sector. That means in that sector, that for that purpose you can use computer systems. And offices, in offices official data transactions are there. So for document transactions purpose you can use what is computers, payroll of employees, and fund transaction level also, for the documentation purpose also you can use what is computers. And audit purpose also you can use computers. Stock control in business firms, many transactions along with the items with quality, quantity, and expiry date, and what there is tracing the items price and some other things also through computer electronically you can get or activate. So for stock control in business firms also what computers can be used. It's also the application or the area or scope. Then the stock exchange, selling and buying of stock exchange members carry out the transactions online transactions. Stock exchange members carry out the transactions online trading. So these are also what is applications of computers in this field also can be used. So research and development. new inventions. There what there is models, designs, invention details, preservations, or what is new model constructions or creations. Computers can be used. So not only for that purpose, also for what there is a document maintenance also, or a managerial purpose also, computers can be used. Government offices, and many type of transactions nowadays takes place through what there is computers electronically. Transactions of government informations and law and information are being obtained in the website of government. Many information, budget notifications, budget informations, or any type of resolutions, legal advices, notices, all those things can be addressed or referred or managed by what computers. So these are all what about applications of computers. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ, ಈ ದಿವಸ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ವಿಷಯ ಯಾವುದಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸಾಧಾರಣವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಬೇಕು. ಈ ಎರಡು ಡಿವೈಸ್ಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುವಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಣೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಇಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಟರ್ಮನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಅಂತ ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳಿ, ಅರ್ಥಾತ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಡೇಟಾವನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ನ ಒಳಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವನ್ನ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹಾಗೇನೆ, ನಾವು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೆನಪು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಮೈಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತೇವೆ, ಡೆಡ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಲೆಕ್ಕ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವುದನ್ನು ಎರಡು ಟೈಪಿನ ಮೆಮೊರಿ, ಅರ್ಥಾತ್ ಅದು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಲೆಕ್ಕ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ತಲೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. ನಾವು ಯಾವುದು ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೀವೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೀತಾ ಇರೋದಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಬೇಡ. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸದ ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಕೆಲವು ಆಲೋಚನೆಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ತಲೆಯಿಂದಲೇ ನಾವು ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ನೋಟ್ಬುಕ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಾಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ಡಿಕ್ಷನರಿ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ